don't know me that well, but I have a condition. I wasn't born with it, but it got into me at a very early age. When I was just old enough to walk, my granddad started walking me down to the pond to catch brim. I didn't even care if they were biting or not. I loved being out by the water. The anticipation of the bite still keeps me glued to my rod for hours. Then my dad did this crazy thing. He bought a boat. Then my condition turned into more of an obsession. When I was young, it was just fishing. But now, if you mention anything about the water, I can go on for hours. I taught my friends ears off at school. Do you see what I mean? I'm supposed to be up here giving you a speech that goes along with the theme, but my first 3 paragraphs have been all about boats and fishing. Speaking of fishing, most kids want to grow up and be a fireman or something, but I want to be a commercial fisherman. You should have seen the look on my teacher's face this year when I told her that. Oh man, there I go again. Let's talk about more important things. Matthew 6:19 through 21 says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." We can learn a lot from these verses. Let's look at the first line. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth. My love of the water could easily keep me from doing God's work. If I care more about catching the world record wahoo, I could quickly put God's creation before God himself. We have a good example of this in the New Testament. 2 Timothy 4:10 says, "For Demas, having loved this present world, has deserted me." I don't care how much you love something, it isn't worth your soul. Now let's look at the second part, specifically where it talks about rust destroying your treasure. Have you ever seen what salt water can do to metal? Anytime you put a boat in the Gulf, you better make sure you flush the engine with fresh water, then clean the whole boat with soap and water. This can be a big hassle, but if you want your boat to work for you, you better do the work required to make it last. Our Christian life is the same way. 1 Corinthians 9:27 says, "But I discipline my body and keep it under control." This verse tells us that if we want to be successful Christians, we have to put in the work to maintain our faith. If not, our treasure in heaven will rust and disappear. The third part of the verse talks about a thief. I'm not really sure what I would do if I woke up and all my tackle had been stolen, but the truth is, that can disappear in a moment. I have to make sure my treasure can't be stolen. Therefore, no matter how much of a right I am, I have to maintain my Christian faith to become a better Christian. Finally, the verse concludes with a theme. I talk about boats and fishing a lot because I love them. However, if I'm honest with myself, I should be talking about Jesus just as much. We read in Acts 19:8 that Paul entered the synagogue and spoke boldly for 3 months. Why did Paul speak boldly? Because he loved Jesus and Jesus was his treasure. Have you ever noticed that Jesus liked hanging out with fishermen? Think about it. It takes a lot of work to fish for a living. But one day it all pays off when you catch that once-in-a-lifetime fish. Make sure you do the work required to make it to heaven, because you only have one lifetime to earn the ultimate treasure.